Nice.
What is up, everybody? Welcome to the live stream. And with us, joining us today on this very special occasion, we have the one, the only, the legendary Pedro on the live stream. Welcome, Pedro. How are you doing today?
I have no camera this time. I've learned my lesson.
Yeah, there's a we've been memed hard enough since the last time we had Pedro on any of the videos we did. So the last time Pedro was on was a recording. This is live, and we are so excited to be hanging out with you all here. GN6, welcome to the live stream. DasX, good to see you here. Activate Windows, Gardevoir, Game Night, good to see all of you here hanging out. All right, let's get this party started. So the first thing we're gonna do, I figured it would be fun to have a dev on to showcase some of the new, the kind of like the revamped planets in the new system from the last update. So I figured, who better to help showcase that off than one of the persons responsible for making it. So we're going to be using some console commands here for the sake of time, just because it can be a bit of a pain in the butt to try and fly around an entire planet in an hour. We're going to be using some console commands to explore some of the more interesting locations. And that's about it. After we get done with that and show off, the stuff that's most worth showing off. Oh, no. Oh, no. Wow, we're off to a great start already.
First rush.
One moment, everyone, while I reboot Simple Rockets. One of the downsides of running the experimental version of the game, you get all the new features, but you also get all the new bugs, or in this case, maybe just lack of RAM. We'll see. It should be fine.
I mean, right now it's not experimental. Right now we are unstable. We have a couple bugs we know about. The fix is going to come next week, but yeah.
Well, it might probably is just mine. Probably just my machine. My machine's been having some issues recently. All right, let's undo. Let's just go from where we left off there. Change location. Where should we start, Pedro? Should we start at the Ollie base or the main base?
The Ollie base has new valleys around, and I think most people didn't notice that. Like, if you start in the runway and you head towards where the hangars are, where the hangars are in that direction, there are a couple valleys, and there's one that has an actual cool jump at the end.
Let's check it out. All right.
It's like the perfect spot to test tanks, cars, planes.
Okay, so tell me what direction to fly, and I will fly there.
Like to your straight and left.
Down this valley right in front of me, basically?
No, to the one to left.
That right over there?
It's hard for me to say with latency, but yeah, that one.
I think I see where you're talking about.
Like, if you pause the game and zoom out, you can see there's a lot of things going on with the mountains. But yeah, those valleys, yeah.
For sure. I think I found the valley you're talking about. This nice tight ravine, really clean.
To your right, there's the jump.
Yep, I think I see it. Hold on. Let's dial back our speed a little bit here. Get a more bird's eye view. Okay. So we go straight from the base into this nice tight valley here, and then the jump is, where's the jump?
Like, do you see there's like a path that ends in the main path?
Oh, I do. I think
I
do. I'm passing over it right there.
Yeah.
Oh, I got it. So it's like a little ramp into the valley.
Yeah, from the plane, it looks a bit small. If you go with a car, it's actually fucking huge. It's like crazy large.
Well, there's one way to make it look a little bigger. Is get a little bit closer to it.
Yep. And you have that corner behind you that is like for very, very close turns with planes.
Oh, nice. So you can launch yourself into this canyon here.
Yeah.
Sick. So this, yeah, that's a lot of fun areas to try out some. either stunt flying like this, or I know there's a large community who play simple rockets too and don't do anything rocket or plane related, and I'm sure they'd get a kick out of it as well.
Yeah, I saw Koro was driving a couple tanks through there the other day. And like the bumpy terrain is perfect to test the suspensions. And
For
like
sure.
if you set up a couple targets around the valley, it's really nice to test the smart missiles that some people are working on with BC.
Yeah, who was it that was most recently had posted one to the website with the like auto lock missile?
I've seen so many in the last couple of weeks. I've made one myself for the trailer. Not sure if you noticed it was like a missile going after a couple helicopters. I
Yeah,
work on that one.
gotcha. Pretty awesome. Cool. So there were a couple other secret locations we wanted to try and get to, um, and you said we were going to need to use some console commands to crack them. You want to go ahead and give me the first one you want to show off?
Yeah, for there's one in Drew that you may want to spawn with a car or something like that.
Oh,
What I like to drive around there is the Vigilante that mod made like 3 years ago. But if you have any good track to drive around hard terrain, that'd be perfect.
I've got a little rover I could use. It's a bit old, but it'll get the job done. Hi, Patch. Welcome to the
Oh,
live stream.
the idea with some of these locations is that we noticed it was hard to know where to go in the planets. They are so vast; it's hard to go to a cool spot.
Yeah, because
And
it's
most of the
literally an
planets,
entire planet.
yeah, and most of it is just flat and boring
Yep.
because that's how planets are most of the times. And the thing is that for career mode, one thing we want to do is to guide you through the cool places. So we are going to show in map view some cool landmarks to visit, and these are some of them.
Oh, gotcha.
So
So
let me,
like, so they'll be marked the same way that hold on, let me get rid of all these. It'll be marked kind of like this with the little marks you can actually travel to directly.
yeah, kind of. We have a different icon, but yeah,
Awesome. Okay, so what is go ahead and just I don't know,
yeah.
list
I'm
off
going to
the
DM you
location or
let me DM you the command, so you just have to copy paste.
oh, that'd be real convenient, wouldn't it? Copy and paste. And we're off. Okay, so where are we?
Oh, fuck, you're inside. Okay. Yeah,
Like, where's
I
my
was
rover?
too precise. You are inside of the antenna.
Well, that's
So maybe change one of the values, like the 8.13 type 8.15 or something like that.
yeah. Let's try
Instead.
that. That was a little too precise.
Let's hope you are not just falling through the mountain.
Oh well, we're clipping through terrain. Hold on. Let's. I know what to do. TP up.
TP up. You can do it. Yeah,
There we go.
and just 1 meter. Yeah.
All right.
Oof.
Am I
5.
gonna have? Am I gonna have the
Perfect.
traction? Am I gonna have the traction? Here is the question.
Yeah. So that's one of my favorite spots around. My intention doing that valley was to get the vibes of, not sure if you've ever seen the jungle mountains that are in some places of China
Yep.
that are like where the terrain from Avatar was
Was
inspired on.
inspired by. Yeah. I mean, that's a pretty
Yeah,
beautiful. Let's scroll out to get a good idea of the magnitude. That is quite the formidable mountain range.
and like you have a desert right next to it. So the other day when we were
Right.
like on Boystat exploring these places, I told Koro to try to go to the desert without breaking the car. He had to like quick save and quick load a couple times,
I bet.
but he actually managed to go to the desert, and it's like easily 2 hours of gameplay, and it's actually quite entertaining trying to find your path between the mountains to get to the desert.
Yep. Although this car is thoroughly stuck here in a little bit of a crevice. Let's see if I can't. Hold on.
Get you back.
We're gonna go. We're gonna re-teleport. Maybe see if I can't unstick myself here. Nope. Still stuck on the wall. Hold on. TP up
Yeah.
1.
Spawning in slopes is hard because it's trying to spawn the craft flat.
Yep. It doesn't
So
like
slope
it.
is, yeah.
Although I think there we go. There we go. At least we're fighting it this time. Oh, not quite strong. Not quite strong enough. Hold on. Maybe we can upgrade our rover to be a little bit beefier than this. It's just not able to handle. It got no traction apparently. Awesome. So
I can send you the Vigilante if you want to try that one.
Sure. Yeah. If you've got a link to it, I'll run with that one.
Yeah, one sec.
Kind of want to make this a little better too. Is there? You do that. I'm gonna see if I can't fix this a bit. Max out the traction. You gotta max the traction. Boom. Now it'll grip the surface. Vigilante. Copy. No, come on. What do you mean didn't find a valid URL? The game's being silly again. Here we go. There we go. Oh, now that's a proper off-roading vehicle.
Windows clipboard be like.
Now, here's the question. Are these legit seats? Can we use them? Oh, yeah, we can. All right, now we've got drivers and everything. Perfect. Launch anyway. Yeah, I don't care. Why don't you make a drone instead of a slow, cumbersome truck? Well, you don't really get to experience the magnitude of a mountain until you crawl over it. Although I did the thing again. Wow, it really does not like spawning inside
Maybe
the
try
building.
to just. Holy fuck!
All right, that was violent.
Try to tweak it by a smaller value, like just
11
or 12. So you're.
I did a half there. Although nope, nope. This is kind of entertaining in its own right.
Yeah, I'm getting a bit sick, but sure.
Yeah, it's a little nauseating. What the hell happened? Physics happened. The physics engine does not like putting a truck in a building. Okay, there we go. 0.1 might have been the one that did it. Although we'll TP up 1. There we go. Come on. Recover. Brakes. Come on.
My latency is killing me because I hear your voice without latency, but I don't see what's going on.
Oh yeah, it's a little. It can be a little frustrating at times. All right, here. We're not going to be going up the hill anymore, I guess. We'll go down the hill though.
This reminds me of, not sure if you've played GTA Online.
Yeah.
But it's like when you go to the mountain that has like a jump for the moto, and then you just fall for 5 minutes.
Right, all the way down.
You can't just stand up. Yeah.
Well, I don't know if you guys knew this, but Simple Rockets 2 is actually now an off-roading simulator, so... Hold on, I gotta get a bigger field of view than that. That's... There we go.
Simple wheels too.
Simple wheels. We're going down. All right, this is honestly more terrifying than spaceflight. I don't like how this drops off so quickly. Here we go. Oh no. Don't like. Oh yeah. That went poorly. 1 fatality. He survived. It's fine. There goes the front axle. All right. Well, that could have gone better. Not gonna lie. Also, the Taurus does not know what to do on a slope. I don't think. Yeah, he doesn't want to stand still.
No wonder why his helmet is like has no glass.
Yeah, it's just a pig.
He sees nothing. It's like
Can't see what he's doing at all. All right. Well, that is okay. Aside from the shenanigans with trying to get up on top of this giant mountain. I mean, to be fair, that's pretty steep. I don't really know what our plan was there. There's definitely a better way down that mountain.
absolutely, there are better options.
But that's a pretty cool. So there's a little observatory. Okay, get rid of these crafts. There's a little observatory right there on this other continent. It's good to know. So we have the KSC here.
There are a few antennas. You have like 4 or 5 ground stations around Droo.
Gotcha. Do you have another link? We could check out some of the other ones, or not link, but coordinates.
Sure. Let me think which one. Something we can do is then add the coordinates, like the comments on the description for people to try.
That could be cool. Yeah, make like a list. I'm sure people would appreciate that.
There's one in an island. I'm going to send you the location tweaked a bit so you don't spawn inside. So I'm going to tweak it just a bit.
If you're wondering why nothing's happening on your screen, Pedro's furiously typing away in a DM. Oh, there it is. Okay. TP Droo, and I'm going to teleport 1 meter above ground because I've learned my lesson about clipping the wheels into the ground.
Yeah, something I've seen, someone mentioned that you should try the Droo Com Links mod. And the Droo Com Links mod works with these ground stations. It actually tries to connect to these ground stations.
Oh, awesome. So like the stations where it is like set up to draw a signal from is?
Yep.
Okay, hold on. Let's warp time real quick so we're on the day side of the planet. Here we go.
The ground stations are placed so you have from almost everywhere around Droo, you have a path to connect to.
Gotcha. So it's going to be the same. It's the same building. It's going to be the same like antenna for each of the ground stations.
Yeah, what's around them is a bit tweaked. Like for example, this has no helipad, and there is one as a larger house next to not a house, like maintenance hatch or something like that.
Gotcha.
But yeah.
Okay, let's see if I can respawn without the car exploding.
For the people talking about the village, I feel like I can say this. In career mode, you are actually going to start in the village. We are finishing it now, and that's going to be the starting location.
The little mountain village that everyone likes to go to?
Yep.
So that's going to be the starting location, not the Droo Space Center?
Yeah. So the intention is to make you feel like you start small and then you like going under the water.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Hold on. We're fine. It's fine. We're fine. We're fine.
That's the advantage of only having electric motors in the game.
Yeah, you don't need any air breathing gas engines. It's totally fine. Boom, we're back on the island. This is a sick little buggy. I really like this buggy.
Yeah, that's the main craft I use to debug planets. I use that one so much when I was making the new planets.
It's a little. It likes to explode if you hit the ground at 25 meters per second, but I guess that's to be expected. So, other than these guys, that's pretty much all of the like new locations for Droo itself. They're all these new stations.
Actually, these ground stations have been there since we updated Droo. They have been there forever.
Oh, really? So players have just not found all these stations?
Some have found them, but it was not common knowledge, I guess.
Yeah, I don't think I ever saw anything about it. I never took the time to scour an entire planet for random satellite dishes.
what people do is that they can see them in Planet Studio, so it's easier to find them.
Right.
It's like a bit of a cheat. But in 1.0, you are going to actually have icons showing you
Where to go
that they
for
are
'em.
there. Yeah, and you are going to get tech points and money if you go visit them.
Cool. So that gives you actual things to do on the planet. Well, that's pretty sick. Now you said there were other things
Yeah,
on Cylero, the canyon on Cylero you wanted to check out.
there are in all the planets and the moons with atmosphere. So that's Taurus and Nebra.
Taurus and Nebra.
So
That's right. Well, we
tell me
can.
where you want to go, and I can give you the location.
Well, what do we say, chat? Nebra or Taurus? Which one do you guys want to go to first? Let's pull it up on the map. You guys know which planets we're talking about, right? Nebra is the big ocean planet with a really thick atmosphere. And we have Taurus, which is the probably more recently upgraded planet with the very thick atmosphere as well. All right. Well, it looks like it's a pretty unanimous consensus. Nebra,
It's
Nebra,
right
Nebra,
here.
Nebra. Okay. All right. We got it. We got it. We hear you.
So for this one, you want to have a plane
Yeah,
that
probably.
is very maneuverable. Like you want to actually be able to turn really fast for this occasion.
Okay. I've got something I could use. Let me pull it up.
It's my favorite volcano in Nebra, basically.
I've got something on the website I can pull off here. Unlisted. Here we go. Nope, come on. Give it to me. We'll use this guy. This will get the job done. He's pretty maneuverable. It's a bit wide wingspan, but I think I can fit it into a tight space. All right, so you said...
It's actually quite tight, so I sent you the command to use.
Well, this will go one of two ways. One, it'll work and it'll be awesome. Or two, it'll fail in a really funny way. So there's no losing here. All right. And commands, teleport, boom. Chris expects it to fail hilariously. Well, I gotta say, Chris, that lack of confidence I find somewhat disturbing. Now, we are just dead falling in a plane. This actually is cause for alarm. Hold on. TP up.
Pitch down to get some speed and like.
Okay. Oh yeah. No, this is a good stable flight configuration.
Something I like to do in TP up is that you can actually use exponential notation. So if you type the letter E and then a 3, that'd be 1,000. So it's
Oh,
faster.
gotcha.
If you want to do 1,000,000, you can do 1E6, and that's 1,000,000.
Yeah, that gets you up there pretty quick, doesn't it? Let's hold on.
Yep.
Let's just teleport back down to where we started. I gotta somehow get out of a flat, not even a flat spin, just falling. Let's see what I've got at my disposal. Maybe throwing down my flaps.
Is
Oh.
the engine even on?
It's running. Here we go. Here we go. Oh, ye of little faith.
Before.
TP up. 500. We don't need to go that much
The landing
further.
gear.
Oh, it
The landing
doesn't.
gear.
It doesn't like the TP up.
Right.
That's what did it. Okay, hold on. I have an idea. We're gonna do this, but I'm just gonna go ahead and put this to 3,000 to buy myself some time. I think every time I use the TP up command, it would pitch the thing up for some reason.
I guess it's because it's trying to keep your velocity vector.
Yeah, flat. Which makes sense. Here, now we have a little bit of ground to burn. Oh, and there's our original plane down below us.
The ground is already burning, so... Do you have hit damage enabled?
No? No, I should. I do. I have it enabled.
The lava now heats up things, so if you fall inside, you can see things glowing.
Oh my goodness, I cannot get into a stable flight configuration. Hold on.
Yeah, maybe not the
It's
best
not
option.
supposed to do this. I swear it usually doesn't do this, people. Hold on, Pedro, I feel like you're a little quiet. Let me boost your volume up there. Everyone, does Pedro sound a little quiet? Throw it in the chat if Pedro sounds quiet. Yeah, that might do it. That might be why we're having trouble. This works well on Droo when you launch in a stable flight configuration, but I think dropping flat maybe pushes it a little bit too much. Okay, everyone says
Maybe
it
you need
sounds.
also a more powerful engine.
Yeah, maybe we'll try. We'll just try fixing the wings first, and then I can bump the engine up a couple notches here if I need to.
Yeah, the lava at Sergia also has damage. It's not a fix. It's just that we updated the planets. Before we hadn't updated the planets because we were waiting to add a couple more things to them before updating the system. Because whenever we update the system, it's annoying for the players. They may lose a craft and they have to go through like the process.
Right. Okay.
They-
We're now in a stable flight configuration. I can in fact control this. So before
So
we
if you the crater in this thing, you can see how it opens to one side. It's like so crazy.
Yeah, it's kind of like elongated to one side.
Yeah.
All right.
It to me it looks like a teapot of some sort.
It kind of does. Here we go. We're going to make it this time. Into the lava.
Let's see if you get the bug. There is a bug that some people are getting that the lava looks green inside.
No, it looks it doesn't look green. Looks
Oh,
purple
pink for you. Crazy.
and very viscous. And hot. Oh yeah, it's for sure melting. It's for sure melting the thing. Well, I don't know. It seems like it's trying to decide if it wants to be burning or not.
I mean, the thing is that not everything is inside of the lava, so it's. I
Yeah,
think you have to
it
increase
feels
the heat
the.
transfer ratio of the lava.
It's funny because like my wing here is sitting at a cool 30 degrees Celsius, and the fuselage at a nice 200. So that's maybe not the most consistent here. Let's just TP up.
Yeah,
Uh,
something that we don't have that will be cool to have, but we didn't have the time to do it, is to have heat flowing from one part to another, like actual thermal transfer between parts.
yeah,
But yeah,
heat conduction. Is that something
that
that?
will be really bad for performance. So
Yeah, for sure, and especially how like with Kerbal Space Program they do that, but you don't have hundreds of parts. You have dozens of parts on even a
yeah,
complicated build. Whereas,
and the issue is that we have like crap with 10,000 parts,
yeah,
and you will need to let the heat transfer between all of them.
yeah, it kind of breaks down a little bit. All right, so let's
Hmm.
instead of flying into the volcano, let's actually fly around and just take a look at this. So you say it looks like a teapot. I kind of see what you mean by the teapot. I almost think it looks like a frying pan or a skillet, and this thin part here is the handle. It's quite an intense volcano here. Let's speed up time just so we can fly around it
And you have
faster.
like the other island next to it, so you have actual views from it. So cool.
Oh yeah, let's fly over. Let's go check out that other island. Do a 5x, 5 times the flight speed here just to get over there faster.
By the way, what's your cube map setting for the planets?
I can tell you that right now, or I could just show you.
Like, are you enjoying the new Ultra Mega Pro?
Yeah, so let's let's try it.
No, don't try Ultra Mega Pro on the stream. Ultra is fine, but Ultra Mega Pro
Oh
will
wait,
take
no, it
you
goes
like
higher.
it takes.
Ultra, Ultra Pro, Mega, Ultra Pro. Oh my goodness. So low, medium, high, very high, Ultra, Ultra Pro, Ultra Mega Pro. Let's just try Ultra. I think
Yeah,
it won't
just
matter
Ultra.
until I reload here. Actually,
The thing with Ultra Mega Pro is that it's just one time to generate the textures, but generating the textures takes actually like
a couple of
40
minutes.
minutes.
Gee whiz. Yeah, that sounds beyond the scope. Hey guys,
But
you want
they
to
look
watch a
so
live
fucking
stream
good.
of a live stream of us just waiting for cube maps to load? All right, so TP up, TP up.
Without the slash. Yeah.
There we go. Well, Nebra might not have been the most.
No, because I think you have to actually leave flight and join back for them to generate. I think you don't have them yet.
Here we go. They should be coming in.
Yeah, but I think you are still on the just high textures.
Yeah, but I thought here we'll just go. We'll reload it proper. Ultra, yeah, high patch. I'd probably agree with you. Ultra is just going to be the max useful resolution. Activate Windows. Activate Windows says when Uridos. We're going to take a look at a couple more of these key landmarks, and then we're going to start working on our Uridos mission. Okay, I did want to take a look at Taurus as well. We took a good look at Nebra and its volcano. But I definitely want to scoot. I want to scoot around Taurus some because I know you guys revamped Taurus's whole terrain system a whole bunch.
So this is called the one I'm going to send you is called the Terrace of the Tornat. I try to have unique and cool names for all of them. So there are a lot of references in the names of the landmarks we are going to have.
Cool. That's always a nice a little addition, some not Easter eggs, but just some personality to it. Okay. Copy. Paste.
And about what Hybrid said, the advantage of going higher than Ultra is that every time you increase your setting,
Right.
the transition altitude goes down by a half. So like you get better performance on orbit faster, like at lower altitudes, because instead of loading the terrain, you are just loading the cube map, and it looks a lot better too.
Gotcha.
But you need actual a lot of VRAM, like a nice GPU to use them.
Yeah, well, I'm currently not using one of those right now, so probably for the best. Let's see if I can't.
What do you have?
As far as RAM for my computer?
No, VRAM, like the GPU.
Oh, I don't usually like discussing my computer specs on live streams. It's just a personal choice of mine. I don't love.
Yeah, okay, fine.
Don't
But
love the.
for reference for people, I have a 2060M, like the laptop version, and that's enough to play with Mega Ultra Pro. It's a bit tight on performance, but with a 1080, for example, that's enough.
Yeah, that's not actually that bad. That's or at least that's not as bad as I was expecting you to say. As far as like what kind of hardware you need to run the Mega Ultra Pro.
I mean, this isn't Cyberpunk.
Yeah. Well, it's not Cyberpunk for a few more reasons than just that, but yes, I would agree. So this is Taurus. That is a really, really harsh mountain range. Like, wow, that is jagged.
And the terrace where you spawn is in the highest mountain in the planet. So that's actually the highest peak.
Whoops. Okay, hold on. We're we I forgot that you guys shear the wings off now.
Wing snap. Yeah, if you pull too many G's, that's...
I probably shouldn't full pitch up on 5 times time acceleration. That might stretch it a bit. Whoops.
Yeah, the flying on Taurus is super cool, but it's super strange because you have like low gravity, and so much drag, like a lot of drag. So it's super
Yeah, like,
counterintuitive. Let's say it's like unrealistic.
hold on. So I'm gonna see just how quickly I can take off. Just flying in. Okay, that's crazy. I'm going 23 meters per second, and I just immediately lift off. Yeah, this plane is not optimized to fly on an alien moon with incredibly thick atmosphere.
I bet you can go really high with that plane, like maybe 80 kilometers high or like 60 easily.
There's one easy way to find out. Just absolutely climb.
I mean, I wouldn't climb that fast, or you're going to lose all your speed. But yeah,
Yeah, I got to build up some speed here.
not
So,
well pitch up from the plane.
here we go. Let's just like lock it on a heading. Actually, no, that makes it vibrate
The
too much.
PID.
Yeah, I forget how thick Taurus's atmosphere is. Although we are getting a pretty great view of this whole mountain range. It's very interesting. So you've got these like long snaking chains of ridges along the valleys. It's a very, very different design than like any of the mountains in Droo.
Yeah, I wanted to make them like really unique and different to everything else in the system, and like have like incredibly tall mountains, so it feels like alien. It's just like an alien planet.
Yeah, I mean that definitely mission accomplished there. It feels very alien for sure.
Yeah, you have the transition of color in the atmosphere from yellow to blue.
Yeah, that's interesting too. Like this green haze that we're seeing here as we climb. And then it
It's going to
really,
become strong blue now.
yeah, look at that. So how big around is Taurus? It's a pretty small moon, right?
It's the size is decent.
It's how big?
It's
Sorry.
not like, let me check the actual size 1 second.
Yeah, just like look up the dimensions cuz I feel like I am way way up here, but it's only 20 kilometers. And I'm also like we're going 40 meters per second. 50 meters per second now and just absolutely cruising up here.
So the radius is about 400,000 meters. So like 434 kilometers radius.
Gotcha. 800, 900
So it's
kilometers in diameter.
a third of Drew.
Gotcha. So it is not a very wide planet. We are, although now that we're up here in like the upper atmosphere, that is a really pretty shade of like a royal blue. It's a very dark blue.
Yeah, you just found prismarine there, or maybe more like lapis lazuli.
Yeah, lapis lazuli is a good way to describe it. Very rich. And
And the thing
then
is that now Taurus has a lot of diversity in the biomes. You have those very tall and hard mountains, and then you have very soft slopes. And then you get to the lakes, to the methane lakes, and you have like very nice mesa biomes with estuaries.
yeah, I'm gonna see if I can't fly. I think I can see him out on the horizon there. And now that we're going 160, meters per second, we're actually moving a little faster. Let me I bet the game can handle me bumping up my time acceleration a bit. There we go. 9 times
Yeah, but
acceleration. Move a little faster.
don't you dare lock your direction with those PID settings.
Yeah, I think it would shake the crap to death if I tried. Yeah,
Yeah,
it
snap the
does it
wings
does
immediately.
not like that. Okay, there's the mesas right ahead of us. It's also weird flying on a planet that's small enough you can really feel the curvature of the surface.
Yeah. Taurus isn't flat, that's for sure.
Nope. All right. I bet you I can land on a mesa.
I mean, there are some that are actually really large. Go for a small one. Like to your left, you have a couple of small ones. Try one of those.
Yeah, I think I see a good target candidate out there. Let's try and land on one of these. Let's bring it down to 5x because I can kind of control. I can control 5x time acceleration, at least a little bit. All right, do you see the one that I'm targeting right now, Pedro?
Yep, go for that one. If you try to almost stall, you are going to be like at 20 meters per second,
I
so
know.
that's going to be so much easier.
Yeah, I think that's the plan here. I'm just gonna get close enough. Let's cut back all the way on the throttle, all the way, all the way.
Let me check the chat. I've been ignoring it for a while. It's been entertaining
All
to see
right,
you fly.
here we go.
Mhm.
43 meters per second, and I believe. Let me drop my drop tanks. I don't need these anymore. Those can get ditched. Throw down the landing gear. Lower my flaps. All right, we're really coming in nice and slow here. Chris asks an interesting question. Are caves possible in Simple Rockets 2? Now, if I had to guess, I would say no.
I was going to answer that one right now. It things that caves, the way the terrain works, we will basically need to make a hole in the terrain and like half the cave through that hole. So that will require like disabling the collision of the ground. And the main issue is that those caves will need to be made with actual meshes. They wouldn't be procedural, or if they are procedural, they would be a bunch of non-procedural meshes combined together. So that will be either rather look bad or be like very expensive in terms of performance. It will be like a structure like the ones in Drew in the bases
Gotcha.
that just looks like a cave.
So you could build a cave, but it wouldn't be procedural terrain generation. It would be like a. It would have to be
One off,
handmade.
yeah.
Yeah.
And like right now, it's out of scope for what we are working on.
Right. It just seems a little. It definitely would be cool to put a rover down an alien cave, but not definitely not necessary.
You are running out of mesa.
I know. I'm gonna reverse thrust on my engine here. There we go. There's. I was hitting the brakes, but there's not enough gravity to make the brakes actually work effectively. Although my landing, I mean, I landed in probably 100 meters. That's not too bad for a short takeoff and landing.
Yep.
All right. So there was also the Cylero Canyon that was particularly interesting to take a look at. Is that correct?
I mean, that's the. I feel I can say that's the place I like the most in the entire system.
Well, that's a pretty bold statement. I'd love to check it out. Does Cylero you think have enough atmosphere to be able to fly aircraft on, or is it really not enough to support that kind of stuff?
You'd be pushing it.
Oh, we could try. I'm always down to try. What's the worst that can happen?
I mean, explosions. That means views. So
Yeah, blowing up a drone for science, that's never gone wrong. All right, let's see here. Copy. Boom.
yeah, and for the people watching, if you want to go to Taurus, there are so many cool spots to explore. Like I've spent hours just flying in planets to get through Taurus. There are many great places to just discover that nobody has seen before. Oh,
this is going not great. Hold on. Let's see if I can get my wheels below me. There we go. All right, I've got my wheels under me. I've got my engine on. Running out of runway though. Running out of runway. Nope, that's not the attitude I want to take. Come on, come on. Get it back. Get it back. Get it back. Get it back. Come on. Yeah, I think we're going to have to bop out the rover for this one. Okay, that's not going to do it. Let's...
I mean, that's basically a rover with wings.
Yeah, and not a very good rover at that. Let's bop out this buggy here. Because I feel like this is what it's built for. If we can get it to load. There we go. The vigilante. So
I mean,
who was
about
it that,
another comment.
Oh, go ahead.
I was going to answer. Go on, and I can answer later.
Oh, I was just going to ask, who was it that built the vigilante, the rover here we're using?
It was Mod.
Gotcha.
I think he goes by the name of Anti-Mod now because he isn't a mod anymore.
Yep. Also, I just noticed that your audio is like redlining. I don't know why. I must have misclicked and bumped the slider here. But you were like, your audio was all the way up. There we go. That should be a little bit less egregious.
Okay.
Let's see.
So what I was going to say is that the clouds are, of course, they are possible, but like we can't work on everything. We are a very, very small team. Or like Simberg 2 is a small game. It's not KSP2, and it costs like a lot less than KSP2. They are going for an early access at $50. So yeah, it's a different range. So the expectation should also be different.
Right.
I feel like clouds will be nice to work on in the future if the game does well in the 1.0 release. But be realistic, if the game doesn't do well in the release, we can't just want something that gives no profit. So I'm hopeful.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that definitely makes sense. It would be a nicety, but I think clouds in the game is pretty much a pure aesthetic thing. I definitely see why people would like
I lost
them.
your streaming.
Oh,
Not sure if-
I lost it too. It totally crashed there for a second, but we're okay. We're still
Yeah,
still
right, yeah.
trucking along. But Simple Rockets 2 just absolutely dumped again. The stream is dying. The stream is dying, but it's not dead. Everyone, just hold on for 1 second. We should be back now. Yep, everything.
Yeah, you're back.
Everything is back now. Every once in a while, it just needs to take a little nap, and then it'll reload and it'll be fine. Okay, let's relaunch this. So I gotta ask, it's really nice to see the Droo Com Links mod. Is that something you guys plan to eventually roll into the base game? Kind of the same with the Overload mod, or is that something that you think you're gonna leave as just a mod?
I mean, I think Aram has done a great job. It's not finished. It's a work in progress mod. It's not in our scope right now. Like right now, we want to work on career mode, get it out, and then decide what to do next. It's not written in stone.
Right.
But I feel like there are things that will make the game more entertaining than communications at first.
For sure. Okay, so this might accidentally be terrifying, but I can't really time warp because it's nighttime. So we might try doing some downhill racing on Cylero at night, which, I can't imagine this would ever go bad.
And you open your nav bolt to see your slope.
Oh. To do, I'm sorry, I didn't quite catch that. To do what?
And can you open the nav ball at the bottom of the
Oh,
screen
the nav
to
ball?
see how the tilt you have?
There we go. Pretty intense. We got some pretty intense tilt at this point. Yeah, we're losing it. Maybe we can do 1 meter up. If I can get a rover down the hill of Cylero at night, that'd be pretty impressive.
Oh, the latency is getting way worse right now.
Yeah, that does tend to happen. That's the one downside to the way YouTube handles its streams. There we go. Okay, I held the brakes down long enough. We actually get to see what we're doing this time.
Nice. So if you zoom out, the spot is fucking insane. You have a quite large mountain right on the edge of a valley, Aram, that is like planet sized.
Yeah, let's see if I can get up here to the summit. Oh, low gravity. Low gravity is weird. Oh, it's weird. Oh, it's being weird. No, I don't want to do that. No, stop.
I can hear you, but I don't see it. Oh,
oh
that's
shoot.
so nerve wracking.
Okay, well we've stopped. We've stopped moving.
Oh, I see you now. Off. Woo! So close to the cliff.
I know. I think I might just be totally stuck too. I don't think I can get out from this. We'll have to.
I mean, you can try to push it with a tourist.
I don't have a tourist on it right now, but I can do this. Nope, that didn't do anything.
I have a version of the Vigilante with like gyroscopes.
Oh, hold on. Whoops, we accidentally bugged it. I used the TP up command and hold on. I know you'll have to wait for the latency to catch up since the stream's lagging a bit. What is this? That's not right at all. Huh. And it's like all of it. Every little inch of the...
Yeah, I mean, the command works. You just TP up the marks too.
Yep. All right, let's see if I can do it again. TP up 10. Oh, yeah. Really get it up there. Okay, we're just going to have to...
Yeah, about the question of why is Juno blue, I feel like the main reason is that it looks better. It's more unique. You don't see that in other games, so it's a way to differentiate ourselves. And like, I think it adds to the lore because it's a blue dwarf, so that puts the system way into the future.
Yeah, that's definitely an interesting consequence of that. Like, how old is Juno? How like, is this actually the same universe as like the real universe, but it's just so far in the future it doesn't look anything like it?
And like, also, I feel like the blue light in the planets makes them look more cinematic than before. So that's a plus, of course.
Yeah, I definitely
the game looks better.
I think it definitely looks pretty good. More the anamorphic. I'm saying that right. Anamorphic lens flare.
Yeah.
Really sells the beauty of how all that looks together.
Yeah, I love that it also applies to the engines and like everything that is bright enough.
Right.
It makes the game look so much better.
We are really hanging out on the precipice of this cliff. All right, we're just going to send it. Maybe not full send. Maybe just a half send down the hill. Ooh, slow down. How deep is the ocean of Droo? That's an actually interesting question. What is the deepest point of Droo's oceans?
You may have to find for yourself in career mode. I actually made a contract to like try to find the deepest point. And if you get the map that we made for the merchandise, it has the information in the map. So it tells you the depth of the deepest point and where it is.
Oh, interesting.
It has like a mark in the map.
Is it a Mariana's Trench situation, or is it?
Yeah, it's in a trench.
Nice. That would be worth. I saw Oh, why am I blanking on his name? He made the video on how to make a submarine in Simple Rocket 2. Simple Rockets 2. Bleh. Did you catch that
Like,
video? I can't remember who made that though. Shoot.
but long ago, or
No, this
like,
was fairly recently.
I might have missed that one.
Now I'm blanking on his name. He's in my Discord server. I also just rolled this thing hard into another canyon.
Yeah,
How far did we get down that
I
time? Oh, we got down a decent ways down the mountain.
that's like 1%.
Ugh.
Because if you zoom out and look into the ravine is like insanely deep, like really, really, really deep.
Oh my goodness. All right, here's what we're gonna do. Let's try. We're gonna teleport like one whole degree off of the mountain.
In what direction?
I don't know. A direction. I changed the 6 to a 7. We'll see what the consequence of that is. All right, I'm sliding. Yep, I'm sliding. All right. Oh, that's too much. All right, that puts us closer to the ravine, I think. No, further from the ravine. Okay, so this is the canyon we're talking about right here, right? This whole thing.
Did you meant the video that Wills made? But that was like
Yeah,
4 months ago.
it might have been 4 months ago. It got recommended to me recently, so I watched it like a couple of weeks ago.
Okay.
It was Will's, because he made that really cool submersible. I want to try building a submarine and exploring Drew's oceans.
I mean, something that is doable is that you can like try to fill with water the tanks, so you have like ballast.
Right. This is not working. Nope, not working. All right, we're gonna give this one more go, and then if this doesn't, if I can't get down this mountain on the next go, then we're just gonna move on.
Okay, sure.
I've learned I'm not a off-road downhill racer. Hold the brake.
I see there's a guy saying that he likes the graphics of the game, and if we have multiplayer. No, we don't have multiplayer. It will be nice if anyone made a multiplayer mod, and yeah, that's sadly not the case right now. I'm not going to say the name of that guy, so
I'd be impressed. There was talk of someone making a multiplayer mod, but I don't think that ever came to fruition in any significant way.
yeah, I think there were like 3 or 4 attempts, but the issue is that the people that tried didn't have the necessary time,
Yeah,
and or knowledge, so they just achieve not much.
yeah, it's a little unfortunate. I mean, I'm not surprised by it, but it would be nice to see someone or a group of people with the time and the skill set required to actually execute something like that.
Yeah, like making multiplayer mods is like actually hard because it's networking is super hard.
Yeah, it's not just software on the game.
Mm. You need to account for latency. You need to like make sure people isn't visually teleporting places if you have slow internet.
Right.
And you can have mismatches in the physics. If someone collides with something, but on the other player's side, it doesn't crash. It just like goes through. It can have some pretty bad consequences. So like it has challenges for sure.
Yeah, for sure. I'm not surprised that it hasn't. I honestly doubt that there's going to be any real progress on that if anyone were to try again. It's just that seems a little beyond the scope of what people are. At least the
I mean,
modding
Simple
community
Planes has a multiplayer mod.
Does it really? I mean, Simple Planes has a lot larger mod community though.
Yeah. I mean, in the company, like Hellfire Coder and WNP were Simple Planes modders.
Right.
And I was a Simprox 2 modder, so like almost half the team of Jadru was
A modder
modders
at
from
some
the
point.
community.
Yeah. I think Valve had a very similar like employment not program, but that's how a lot of like Valve employees started, was they were modders for other games and then Valve picked them up. All right, well I am most certainly stuck on the side of this mountain, and there's no chance if I'm getting stuck here, there is no chance I'm making it all the way down into the real ravine here. That is probably beyond the scope of what I'm capable of doing.
Yeah, but for people watching, like try to give it a go. I'm going to send the later in Discord the comments. So if you want to add them on the description, they can just copy paste and try for themselves to like start in this mountain and go as deep as possible in the ravine, or start in the rainforest ground station and try
Yeah,
to go to the desert, stuff like that.
that might be an
It's a
interesting.
really entertaining challenge.
That might be an interesting competition. Like starting from like right here on this plateau, drive a rover as far that way as possible. Write a little Visi program that tracks your progress, and then as soon as you get stuck, you're just like it times you out, and then it's like that's your distance. That could be an interesting challenge. All right, so I think that is
And you've
about.
gotta love the panorama too. Like just for 1 second, sorry for the interruption, but
No, you're good.
put the camera on the top of the mountain and look at the ravine. Like,
Yeah, let me see if I can't. Oh, come on. Planet align. There we go. Let me like move the actual camera up. There we go. Yeah, it's a ways. It is a ways out there, isn't it? Although I don't know why the camera likes to get so bent out of shape. Now we're like sideways for some reason. Oh. Come on. All right, screw it. That is,
maybe
yeah.
you touch your middle, your wheel button. If you hold your wheel, you can rotate the camera.
Oh, that's been something I can do the entire time. I am
Yeah,
just now hearing out about this.
that's
What?
been in the game since like 0.6.
What? How did I not know this? Okay, this changes everything. There's been so many times I got so frustrated with the camera rotation, and you've solved all those issues. But yeah, that's a bit of a distance out there.
Yeah, so huge.
I love it. I love how like stark that landscape and design is. And also just how
Just got
different it is
the
from everything
thumbnail.
else. And that is a massive crack to be so visible from space too.
Yeah.
Cool. All right, so I think that's going to conclude it for the first half of this live stream, which is the screwing around and exploring the random, scenic locations of the Juno system, both Droo, Nebra, Taurus, and now Cylero. Now I want to go ahead and give an honest shot at trying to build out a mission for Uridos here. Now had a lot of feedback on what I should do for it, so I'm pretty open to whatever the chat has to say for how I should do this mission. So if you guys have any ideas in chat on what I should do, or either stylistically or actually how I should structure the mission, go for it. I'm gonna start building this mission. We're gonna use an existing rocket that I've got to launch it, and we're just gonna go from there. So Nova, Viper, Izar Basra, Chris, I see all you guys still in the chat. If you've got any ideas, go ahead and throw them down, and we're just gonna roll with it. I'm gonna go ahead and start with the where is it? There it is. The new command disk part. And then Pedro, I did have a question for you, because I talked about this in the video I did, like discussing all the new parts that you guys added in the most recent update. And there's the space habitat and there's the crew compartment. Could you elaborate a little bit more on some of the differences between these guys, aside from just the like crew capacity?
I mean, if you read the description of the part when you hover your mouse on the parts list, it tells you what the main difference is. The thing is that one is space ready and the other isn't. So the one that is meant for space, the habitat, can like go to vacuum and like has a higher temperature. Like it supports higher temperatures.
Gotcha.
So the thing is that it's more expensive and it holds less crew because if you're in space, you need more space to be comfortable. But the other one, if you go to space with it, it just blows up.
Gotcha. So is that what these like the max pressure and min pressure here means?
Yeah, basically.
So then with this one, it has a max pressure of -1 and a minimum pressure of -1. Wouldn't that mean that
That
like
means infinity. Yeah,
oh
that's
gotcha.
just ignore this property.
Gotcha. Okay, so this one doesn't care what altitude it's at all. This one really only works up to, thin atmosphere.
Yeah, and if you go to Taurus, you can blow it up with the pressure.
Oh, interesting. And then I also see like volume per individual, so it's 15 cubic meters per person.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. Those are all, I guess, not technically not supposed to be customizable features, but you can with the Tinker panel customize
Yeah,
them.
but in career mode, we are going to hide the Tinkerbell, so you can't mess with this.
I would assume there would be some sort of way like no, you can't tinker. That would be a little game breaking. So there was another question that I had, and I've been kind of mulling this one over in my head for a while now. Um, and it again goes back to the comparison between Kerbal Space Program and Simple Rockets 2. Is that in Kerbal Space Program you have individual parts, they each have a function, you slap them onto your rocket, and that's how much your rocket costs. But with Simple Rockets 2, the emphasis is on customizing and making, all these intricate and, interesting designs. How is that going to factor into how much those parts cost for career mode?
I mean, if you want to add more detail, strats are very cheap. They are like dirt cheap. So if you just want to add decorations, it's not very expensive. We don't account for that in career mode. Like you don't get extra points. That's something I considered at first, but like it's fucking impossible. Like there's no way we are going to say, yeah, this looks good. Like how do you even try to see if a craft is properly decorated and not just 100 struts put together without any meaningful sense?
Gotcha. So it's just going to make the decorative parts so cheap that you don't even have to worry about how much they cost.
Yeah, I mean, a thin strat is almost $0. Like there has been some price balancing before the 923 update.
Gotcha. Yeah, I think
But
this strut
we
here
are
is
going to
126, which you're right. That's pretty dirt cheap, honestly.
yeah. And we are going to balance prices and masses of parts a bit more for career mode. And we are going to have a beta and like ask the community for feedback on how the prices, how the masses feel to like fully balance things.
Gotcha. I'm very interested to see how that all is going to work out. So I know there's been multiple leaks about the tech tree. I think one of the original campaign mode leaks had the tech tree in it. You
Mhm.
mentioned a couple of times that there's going to be some sort of research points, which is, I don't think, a shock to anyone. I think we were all very
Yeah.
much anticipating that being the case. Um, but one of the things you said in a dev post, or in the more recent dev post, was it's not going to be Star Citizen or anything, but you're really happy with how it came out. So that almost like Star Citizen, I know, is a phenomenally complex and intricate game as far as the mechanics and economy goes.
Hmm.
Is there going to be a more in-depth economy in the Simple Rockets 2 career mode compared to its most apt
Nah,
counterpart?
like we are going for something simple that
Okay.
makes sense within the game. Like we are not going for anything complex. It's just we are trying to make it fun and simple. That's it.
Well, that is what the name of the game is, so that would make sense.
Yep. And like we were going for something a lot more complex and in depth, but like we realized that would take too long, and we didn't have it didn't make sense for what the game is. So we then scaled down and started from scratch, and we are working on something that feels better now. At least I think it feels a lot better. It feels like it matches the game a lot more.
Interesting. So, I mean, that's all great to hear. I'm very excited to see what you guys have been working on, and what this is all going to look like when the time comes. Now I've got to ask, and I don't anticipate an answer here, but I've got to ask: is the plan still to release the full version of the game in 2022, or is this release going to be pushed out to the beginning of 2023? Because I know we're very close at
Uh,
this point.
we are still going for 2022. Like there have been a lot of internal delays because like a lot of things happen. Like even my laptop broke. Like I went an entire month almost without a laptop to work on, and there has been a lot of things.
Yeah.
I can't get into detail because it's a combination of personal things for almost everyone in the team and like other issues we had.
Yeah, for sure.
So yeah,
But the plan still
it's
is
been
to make it out this year.
it's been very challenging. Yeah, that's the intention.
Awesome. I think everyone here is super, super excited to see that come out. Hopefully, I'll have the free time to really be able to enjoy it when it does come out. That's my only concern at this point.
Yeah, hopefully you won't be underwater.
Yeah, well, I've still got. Let's see. So I'm finishing up my last round of like serious training to get qualified next month. And then we'll see what they have us doing as far as like the holiday stand down, if they're going to send me out like out to sea over the Christmas break. Or if they're just going to hold me in port first, but there is a chance I'll be underwater when the game releases.
Wolf. Pain.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll figure it out. I'm sure it'll all work out in the end, but you just got to stay flexible with these kind of things. Okay, so back to the stream at hand, what we're actually working on here. I've got a circular fuel tank at the bottom of this thing. I have no idea what I'm doing with it. I'm just kind of like shooting from the hip here as far as the design goes, and I figured using those hemispheres to do something a little bit more interesting for this spaceship would be fun, so that's what I'm going for. Now, as far as the actual structure of the satellite, I don't know. What kind of stuff would you expect to see on a satellite heading out towards Uridos?
I mean, a camera for sure.
A camera, yeah. I mean, that's got to be on there at some point. What are we? We're gonna make it the camera like the main thing. We could make the camera the main thing. I feel like it's also got to have a couple of sensors. The other thing is I want to use the RTG part, because I have not gotten a chance to use this properly. And I'm very excited to see exactly how much power this thing can pump out.
The price, I told you the price was accurate, but there is an issue. Like there was a typo because of Unity. Like
with the price.
When I saved the part, Unity changed the price calculation for the part. So right now it's like a million times cheaper than it should.
I was about to say $234 for. I'm pretty sure plutonium costs more than $234, and also weighs more than 0 kilograms.
So I think it was like 1.5 million times too cheap, or something like that. Something in that range.
That sounds about right. 1.5 million times too cheap sounds about right, because this is really cheap. All right, let's add 2 of these guys. I don't really know how much do they generate electricity wise.
I don't remember if I put. I think I put that in the inspector panel. If you hit the O key.
Is it?
No. If you hit O.
Oh, the O key. Oh, gotcha. In the overview itself. Let's see. Oh, 41 watts. I'm like, where is it? Where is it? It's literally like the only the only piece of text on the screen that says 41 watts. Okay, so that's a pretty decent amount of power. So we've got 82 watts of power generation. I could make these a little bit bigger. There we go. 64. So 128 watts of power generation is probably not too bad. Let's see. We could probably style these up a little bit. No, don't want to do that. Don't want to do that. There we go. Okay, that's fine. So those are our RTGs. So we've got our power, we've got our command module, we've got gyroscopes on board. We could add solar panels. I might add just like one set of smaller solar panels to supplement the electricity demand.
It's looking like a very strange snowman right now.
We'll call it the Frosty Satellite.
Now you have to go to Boreas.
Perfect. Yeah, the ice planet. All right, let's add just a little bit of solar panels.
A challenge for you. Can you try to land on Jastrus, the moon that is in the ring?
Yeah, like right at the edge of the ring.
Yeah.
Can I do it? Maybe. I might be able to do it. Let's see how much delta V. I've got 1,400 meters per second of delta V to work with this satellite right now. That'll probably come down to about 1,200 once I'm done like fiddling with it. Oh, this is the other thing I thought was a little weird is the when you hide the base, instead of I don't know how to describe it. The origin point for the solar panel is like not centered on where the actual stem of the solar panel is.
Yeah, the thing is that if you have the base, the way they open is really unrealistic. Like you can make a craft that is just the solar panel. You can see it for yourself. The base slides. So when there is a base that's like kind of justifiable, but because it looks like it's inside of the base, it just slides.
Right.
But without this sliding, then was super unrealistic. That's why it's on the side. But the issue is that the symmetry makes them be off. But yeah.
Yeah, it just looks a little. I mean, I can kind of see like wanting to have it be for the realism sense. Although I don't like how the symmetry tool like flips it. That is just a little bit like. It's not the worst thing, but it is just a little like I've got to like break symmetry and then rotate these so that they're actually where I want them to be.
It's something we have been considering.
Yeah.
Because like there's another issue that if you have like 0 rotation speed, one ends up looking backwards instead of forwards.
Yeah, I can see why that'd be a problem as well.
Usually that wasn't a problem. If you set the rotation speed to anything that isn't 0, it will fix itself.
But now it is.
But yeah.
But now it's a problem. Like, is that a more recent thing, or has that been a bug?
Like before, there was no option to set the rotation speed to 0, so
right.
it always fixed itself.
Yeah.
You should use this land. Yeah, perfect.
Yeah, I like the slant. I wish I could hold on. There is one thing. This beveled look? Maybe it's fine. We should probably color this all though. We'll just do silver for all of it, because honestly, like satellites are mostly silver anyway. That could be the same. This should probably have a texture.
Try to make the camera a lot larger so you have a lot of zoom, and like hide the base of the camera so it doesn't poke through.
There we go. That might be a little aggressive. Let's scale it back just a bit. There we go. And then yeah, I hid the base, so it's just the lens. Maybe tuck it in as well. And then rotate this part so that it's oriented the same as the camera. Maybe tuck this down so that it's not poking out. There we go. Just the tip of the lens is visible. That looks a little bit better. And then we'll just make it black. That actually doesn't look half bad for a probe. It looks, I don't know, it kind of looks like its own form of an atrocity to mankind, but, you know, we can make it work. There is one thing. Someone wanted... Oh, I might have it disabled. Hold on. I think I have it disabled. I'm going to save this craft for now. We're just going to call this Uridos live stream mission. Someone wanted me to do the Droo Com Links mod. And I am here to oblige them. I don't know if they're still watching the live stream, so if they aren't, you're just going to have to catch it later. But I did want to show this off to everyone, because I think this mod is pretty cool for what it is. Okay, let's build it again. So what kind of radio should I slap on this guy? If it's going out all the way to Uridos, we're gonna need something with a lot of range. But we don't have a ton of power to work with.
I was going to say something. You should definitely try to interview Aram, because like he's by far the best modder we have in the community. He's been in the complex rockets since the beginning, and he's made so much for the modding community.
I'd love to get him on here and talk about his stuff.
I just checked, and he's right now in the complex rockets server in a voice chat, working on a mod.
Well, I should definitely try and get him on here at some point. That'd be a really cool conversation to have. So his mod too. There's so much more that goes into.
Careful with looks.
With looks.
Yeah, you have a long cylinder on top of.
Where as far as
above with the installation texture.
Hold on, which one?
Like depending on where you place the antenna, the shape can become not safe for work.
Oh, gotcha. I was trying to figure out what you were getting at there. Yeah, I see what you mean. Roger that. Well, here we'll try doing maybe like 45-degree angle separation. There we go. Like that. I feel like that's a pretty standard antenna arrangement. Crank up the deployment time. We don't need it to be able to deploy fast. Let's see, 10 watts power output. 10 watts is probably enough power. I can make it more efficient.
You should check out the other antenna styles he has. Like I myself, I have studied like telecommunications engineering, so I had to study antennas. So when Aram was starting to work on it, I pestered him so much for him to do actual research and try to learn how the antennas work. And I sent him some resources.
Yeah.
And he actually made such a great job making them super realistic, and entertaining to use. Not just realistic and boring, like the ones in real life. And you can actually configure the dish antenna a lot.
Yeah, there's so many different sliders here, like the frequency that it's designed to work on. There's a lot to work with here. I might just for this
you can change the shape, like a lot.
Oh
you
yeah,
can play with the shape
for the dish.
A lot. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. Like here, let me pull it back out. Let's just take a look at this. So we've got the dish. We can do like multiple arms on the dish, which is cool. We can change the thickness of the dish, which it is kind of silly looking, but you know, is pretty cool as well. The depth of the actual the dish itself, how wide it is, like you can get a massive reflector here.
Yeah, it feels super stuffed. It's like so procedural, so customizable.
The ride length? What is that? Ride length? Oh, is that the ridge? Ridge length. Oh, I'm reading that wrong. That explains it. Thicker, thinner support arms. Let's see. The different ranges. Okay, there's also elements. Let's see. Saturn element. Basic. Long element. Very interesting. Secondary reflector. Oh man, okay. There's too much to get into with that. I could probably spend a little too long just sitting there looking at that. Here's what we'll do. We'll use these 4 whip antennas because those should get us most of the way. And we don't need a ton of power for these kind of operations, but I also would like to have a patch antenna on it, which, let's see, what we got. 5 watts, the 3 gigahertz range.
Realistically, those patch antennas are usually for S-band, and the
yeah.
pole antennas are for UHF. But if you are going to a gas giant, you may need like KU band antennas in real life.
Right. I think we'll be okay with these antennas. I think they'll get us enough. What do they look like retracted? Oh, they play the whole retraction animation. Here we go. All the way in, all the way in, all the way in. That sticks out. No, that should be fine. I think we can make that work. That'll fit inside the fairing. All right, should we send it? Like, I feel like we can fiddle around with this all we want, but there's really only one way to see if this is going to work or not, and that's just to send it.
Yeah, and again, try to land it on gestures, not be so.
I feel
cool
like,
to
hold
see
on,
the
what's
telescope landing on
the,
gestures.
what is the thrust to weight ratio? Hold on, we can actually pull it up. We have a thrust to weight ratio of what? 17.45. We have a thrust to weight ratio of 10. That's almost too much. That's fine. We'll go with almost as small of an engine as we can fit on this thing. Now, the only thing that will be a bit frustrating about
now
this,
you can tweak the max power in flight of the engine, so
that's true. I could rate limit it so it won't be as big of a deal.
Mhm.
And I could also drop the chamber pressure, but I don't want it to. That's not going to buy me any like extra delta V though. Yeah, it's fine. We'll leave it. Okay, so this thing total has 900 meters per second of delta V, which should be enough for the mission. We just got to figure out how to attach it now. So I could attach it to the bottom there. Wait, hold on. Undo. No, oh shoot. I've faffed it up now. Undo. 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 There we go. Okay. Turn the auto resize off. Attach that there. And then bring this down to the bottom. There we go. Okay. Now there. Now let's double check our staging before we launch it. Are we going to have enough delta V? Yes or no?
watching this with latency is so confusing. I have like 20 seconds of latency.
I know it was doing so much better earlier, but then after the stream kind of reset a couple of times.
Yeah.
You could try like reloading it. Maybe that'll fix it for you. Like reload the live stream. That might reset it.
Okay, nice. I got you one ad.
Well, that just means more money for me, so I'm not
Enjoy the
complaining.
money.
There we go. Okay. Let's double check my staging. Yeah, 7,318 meters per second. Is that going to be enough delta V for this mission? 2,000.
Hard to say.
Yeah, that's the challenge. It is hard to say. We could slap a solid rocket booster on this. Or, not a solid rocket booster. We could strap liquid boosters on it, which will give us a lot more delta V. Let's try this. Here's what I'm going to do. Make a fairly large side booster here. I'm not too worried about the looks of these. I'm just going to make them very simple fuel tanks. There we go. As long as they separate and don't crash back into the rocket, these should work. Okay. Double check my staging one more time. 12 engines. Probably want to put some nose cones on these. There we go. All right. Staging. We have all of these on one stage, which is probably not what we want to have happen. There we go. So 8 engines, light, then the side inner stages. That should do it. Now I want to double check. I'm pretty sure I have my auto launch program still running on this thing.
Something that may look better is to have like parabolic nose cones in those boosters. So if you use the round style and then stretch the length, they will look like parabolic nose cones.
Oh, that's true. So let's see. Round. There we go. And stretch the length out like that.
Wait 20 seconds for me to see it.
Oh, yep. Wait for it to catch up.
Yeah, like that.
Yeah, that looks a little bit better. Okay. Now, what I need to make sure is that I don't accidentally have 2 flight programs running here. Yep. Load. No. New program. I'm going to load the most recent version of my auto launch script. It's not perfect, but it'll get the job done. At least for this, it'll get the job done. Okay. Save. Let's launch it. I do want to take a new launch location. Should we do the Ollie launch pad? Yeah, why not? Let's launch from the Ollie launch pad, because I haven't launched anything from there yet. And it'll be cool to feature this new launch pad on a live stream.
By the way, do you know what Ali stands for?
I don't. I haven't. I've had a couple of guesses as to why it was named Ollie, but I don't have any for sure idea.
Give it a shot.
Well, so Ollie, in my mind, it does sound very like a very Arabic name. And since it's the desert, I was thinking like, well, they could be going for the trope of like it's named after somebody, and because it's the desert base, it's like maybe it's a character or something like that in the lore that they're trying to lay out. But I was like, no, that doesn't quite make any sense, because that's almost too much work, and it doesn't really like track with anything else they've done. So I'm not sure. That would have been my best guess.
We are more derpy than that, for sure. The thing is that the actual base is like inspired here in the Area 51.
Okay.
So Ali is like A for area, and LI is 51 in Roman numbers.
That's way more just nerdy. Yeah, that sounds about right. That tracks.
And actually, I didn't notice it, but someone pointed out that Ali also sounds like alien. So it's like half the word alien.
Yeah, that's true. That
which is actually accurate for the Area 51. So.
Right. It works either way. Okay, so I don't know why the command chip did not execute the program. That was a little weird. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm just going to fly this manually. I don't need the auto launch. It would have been nice if we could get this auto launch to work, but honestly, not necessary since most of this mission is going to be flown manual anyway.
I'm not sure if the model already has it, but the intention is to have to get busy working with Com Links.
Is to get BC working?
Yeah, with Com Links. So you can have like, if you have something that is controlled with BitC, it has no latency. But if you are manually flying the craft and it has no pilots, you will have latency on the controls.
Oh, gotcha.
When you are far away.
Alright, so we're launching... Hold on, I need to adjust the audio real quick, because I know for a fact that the game is going to be drowning out everything right now. Also, I also realized that there is no... I don't think I have any comm link that's actually set up. Because I haven't deployed the antennas on it yet. Nope, I have not. No, hold on. It's still saying I've got control. I don't know why it was saying craft's uncontrollable earlier. It's saying I've got control now. I have not played with this new mod enough to really get a good feel for it, so I might be doing this wrong. Alright.
I mean, the mod still is like very early access.
Yeah, pretty new.
Not just new, it's unfinished, but it was so entertaining to play with that, yeah, it made sense to
go ahead and release it early.
make it go live, yeah.
Okay. We are on our way up and out. $40, $50. And so with this version of Droo, the new atmosphere height is 80 kilometers now, correct?
Yeah, close to.
Okay.
I think it's like 78.3 or something like that.
Sure, just under. Oh.
So it's like, I try to make it close to the quotes Karman line, the one that the suborbital launchers used, which was like 80 kilometers.
Gotcha.
When Virgin and... No, it wasn't Virgin, sorry. It was... Oh, fuck, I forgot the name. Ah. But yeah, you have Blue Origin and the other company, when the suborbital launch is going between 80 and 100 kilometers.
Gotcha.
So I went for that value.
Uh-oh. It looks like the solar panels did not like the deployment.
Yeah, you still had atmosphere.
Oh, yeah, that probably would have done it. It's okay. We do have our RTGs, which are the primary source of power generation. We'll just call that...
That's something... It's something I added in this update, that if you open them too early, they just snap.
Yeah, I literally... We were even talking about how the atmosphere is higher. And then I was like, oh yeah, I'm out of the atmosphere. It's fine. I can deploy my solar panels. It's not fine. It's okay, though. We do have our backup power generators
that
here.
sandbox.
All right.
Yeah. That looks like a Californian highway. It's so populated. The amount of traffic in that sandbox, insane.
Yeah.
I wonder, with how much things you have orbiting through in that sandbox, if any day you are going to collide into something.
It's actually... I had a couple of within 10-kilometer encounters where I was like... Yeah, like, not planned, just, like, actually coming within 10 kilometers of another spacecraft. And they never collided or anything, but it was like, geez, that's a little close. I was like, why is the game slowing down all of a sudden? And then I just saw something go, woo, on the map.
And then the FPS go back up.
Yeah, it, like, as it, like, loaded the physics for this other craft. All right, so we have, what do we have? We have 2,000 meters per second left on this stage. We do have one more stage up here with another, I want to say 900, and then this last stage with another 1,000. So we've got, I think we definitely have, we've got the Delta V for it. And we have the communications equipment ready to go too.
Now you just have to remember to be careful with Brigo and Luna.
Yeah, getting encounters with them. That's always fun. Let's see. We need to be... Do you remember off the top of your head what the launch angle is for?
No way. No, I don't remember at all.
I want to say it's close to 90.
I every time I eyeball it. Yeah, remember to open your antennas.
Yeah, let's see. They should be activated, although I don't see them deployed yet.
Maybe if you don't have control, you can't actually deploy them without control.
Oh, that would make sense, wouldn't it? Okay, here we go. Now I have control. Well, it says that the part's being deployed. Like it says it's activated here. This one's activated.
Do you have power?
Yeah, I've got battery. Let's see. A full battery. Hmm.
It's strange because your battery indicator in the streaming looks super strange. It's like, do you have a chroma or something like that?
Oh, I wonder if I do.
I think you have because
Do we have it?
everything
Is
that
it
is green.
Is it back again? Hold on. Hold on. Let's zoom out. Look at
When you were in the designer, I was thinking, oh, he has to have the chroma because everything that was green was showing black.
Yeah, it's got to be chroma keyed. Hold on. There's a way to find out. I can't remember. Hold on. Main. There we go. Window capture. Nope, not window capture. Game capture. Properties. Doop doop doop. Okay, you know what? I can't find it right now. I'm not going to spend the next half hour of the live stream
Yeah.
digging through my
It's just the
graphics.
battery indicator. Yeah.
It's small enough. I do have a full battery though. It says I've got a full battery. I don't know why.
By the way, about the chromas, not sure if you know, now in the designer, you can actually change the color of the background. So you can make it green and use that to take screenshots of your crafts in the designer.
Yeah, I someone else mentioned that to me. Mentioned that it was an option, but I've not figured out how to do it myself.
I can tell you how later. Or maybe you should disable the mod and then try again.
I might have to, because this thing is not deploying the antennas.
Yeah, and I think the issue is that these pole antennas are not going to be strong enough for Urados, so they are just not going to work in
All right, back
when you are far enough.
back to the drawing board. We're gonna get this right. Hey, Chris, I am reading the chat. I'm just not reading the chat super consistently. I can see you guys talking about me behind my back in front of me. All right, let's try this again. So the whip antennas are being silly. That's fine. We could try a parabolic reflector. But where would I put a parabolic antenna on this guy? It's not a ton of room. We could make like, I guess on the side of the fuel tank potentially. But it would have to be smaller. This is too big, almost too big. But not that big. Hold on. Let's try and find a good size here. That big maybe. Needs to be thinner. There we go. That kind of looks. That looks good.
Watching with latency this part, sorry, it's so hard.
I know, because I'm talking live and you're hearing what I'm saying live, but then you're seeing what I'm doing after the fact. Probably a little confusing.
Yeah, things go so fast. You should hide the base of the camera that you have in the inside of the fairing, in the base of the fairing.
Oh yeah, this guy. I put him there before that was even an option. There we go. That looks better. Okay. Let's see.
So let me answer it because he has asked like 3 times now. What you can do is that there is a hidden property to hide the base of the cargo base, so you can have just the doors. So you can place 2 cargo bays with just doors, one of them rotated 180, so you don't have the flat part of the cargo base.
That would do it. Okay. Let's look at max power 50 watts. Yeah, 50 watts is probably fine for a space application. Center frequency, really, we don't need to be that high in the gigahertz. 2 gigahertz is fine.
Do you actually need to be really high for those distances?
Oh,
Because
do
you
we?
need a lot of redundancy. Yeah, you have a ton of noise and you have very low gain. So since your signal to noise ratio is really, really bad, you need to have a lot of redundancy. So those antennas use like really, really high frequencies usually.
Okay, so we'll try. Yeah, we'll do the big 50 gigahertz then. We'll see if it likes that. Trying to see if there's a way to make this maybe like that. That might be good right there. Let's have that flipped on the other side. Should I mirror it or should I just have one parabolic antenna?
I'd say just one.
Okay, then let's put a dipole on the other side.
Yeah.
So we've got a little redundant. We have two different systems of communication.
That's what I used to do in KSP. So you have one for when you are close by, and then the other one for when you are far away.
Right. Let's try this. We'll make this does not need to be very thick or very big. Let's shrink this down a little bit. Let's see, 70 centimeters. Yeah, 70 centimeters, about there. Or we would want a fraction of the wavelength, so let's do like 35. There we go. Okay, so we've got a vertically and horizontally polarized dipole antenna on this side and a parabolic antenna on this side. That should do. And neither of those need to be deployed, so it doesn't matter what orientation they're in. Those will work one way or the other.
A small nerd comment is that when you are both vertically and horizontally polarized, you call it circularly polarized or elliptically polarized.
That's right, circularly polarized. So we've got a correction. We have a circularly polarized antenna up here. And we have our parabolic antenna. Okay. And screw it. We're just going to launch as is. And I'm going to set us on a pretty steep gravity turn almost right away. We'll lock on prograde. All right, we're off. Oh, Chris has another question.
Oh, sorry, let me open the chat I have. The thing is that whenever I click on, when I set the streaming to full screen, the chat just hides, so it's hard to keep on with both things.
Right. Are bugs from the cracked do you mean pirated versions of the game? Yeah, if you have a pirated copy of the game, then anything that's wrong with it is... Well, don't
what I've
pirate
seen
the
so
game.
far, like when we get bug reports from people that have cracked the game, which we know, we can tell, most of the times is because you just have an old version and the bug is already fixed in the newer versions.
That would make sense.
It's because of the version you have. Like, it's a fault that is only in the cracked version and not in the actual game. So whenever you use a cracked version of the game, if you report bugs, you are just making us lose time, and you haven't paid us to dedicate time to you. So please don't report bugs if you have a pirated copy of the game.
Also, don't pirate the game.
And if you find them annoying, yeah, if you find annoying the bugs, like, it's your problem. You haven't paid for the game.
Yeah, no sympathy for you if your pirated software doesn't work the way you intended it to.
Yeah. Like, something I have considered in the past. It is not something we are looking into right now, but maybe in the future we could think about having like a demo of the game that is like missing. It doesn't have career mode. It doesn't have the tinker panel, and you can only undo flight, so you can save flight,
Yeah.
but it's free. Like that'd be something that we could consider in the future. Not near term, but who knows if we see enough reasons to do that, we may consider doing it.
It wouldn't be a bad idea. I mean, you could even have it set up to where you just have like a limited set of the parts.
No, I wouldn't limit parts because I think it's missing too much of the game. What I would do is that I personally wouldn't let them share crafts in the website, for example. I would limit that because like they haven't paid for the game, and sharing crafts cost us money because of the bandwidth and the
Right.
storage in the
Hosting.
server. Yeah.
Okay. So we're in orbit. This craft doesn't seem to be having any comm problems. Oh, well, maybe it does. Or maybe we're just going through a dead zone. I forgot I do have another satellite that is in orbit that has a comm link. There are a couple of spots where we are going over some dead zones, but I don't think any of them are bad enough that we like are going to totally lose control at a vital time. So let's go ahead and actually get this mission going. We're in orbit.
Actually, something that is cool, you can actually find the ground stations looking at where those lines point at.
like triangulate, like locked onto the signal. It's right there. That is one kind of inadvertent feature that is you've basically allowed the places to be located on the map.
Mm.
Okay, let's
I,
add.
I was discussing it with Aram, and I think it's such a cool idea that the fact that you can just connect to actual antennas in the planet. That's so cool.
Right. Okay, map options. Am I not? Is this not doing anything? I don't see any like. Oh wait. Are the burn gizmos also? Because I don't have control. Come on. Come on. There we go. Ah, yes. So it won't even let me do program burns if I don't have craft control, which I guess makes sense. Since a program burn is basically like you transmitting commands to the
Mm.
spacecraft. It won't let you do that if you don't have connection. So we have 1,725 meters per second left on the stage.
I wonder. I guess a better way to do it will be to prevent people from adding maneuvers while the craft has no control, but allow them to just add maneuvers and keep them working even without control because it's like you loaded the commands into the memory of the craft.
Right.
So that will kind of make sense in a way.
Yeah, because like you're not going to be giving commands live to a spacecraft. You program them like in the real world. You'd program a packet, send it up, and then the computers on board do the actual flying. Okay.
You should use the moon to boost your orbit. Not sure if it's Brigo or Luna, but there's something right now like sending you really far away. And be careful with the inclination of the orbit because you may like.
Yeah, it's not actually not sending me the direction I want to be going. So I probably will leave the inclination alone. We'll do this burn for now, and then we'll have to do a correction burn at some point on the path.
And make sure you zoom into the craft so you can ensure you don't collide with any of the moons.
Yeah, let's take a look. I don't think we have any. No, it looks like we have a clean shot because we're gonna exit as these pass around us. So we don't have any collisions with moons, which is good. Now we need to make the big inclination correction, which I don't know if that's even going to be worth it. Actually, hold on. We might be doing this wrong. I don't think my inclination's at 0 right now either. Let's zoom back in on this guy. What's our inclination right now? 5.39. Yeah, that would probably do it, wouldn't it? Okay, let's delete you. We need to correct our inclination first.
I mean, that's the downside of launching from Mali.
Yeah, you do actually
You're
have
not
to
in the
account for it.
equator. Yeah. Yeah, you're close to the equator, but not exactly. So
Shoot. Come on.
and on the village, you have a larger inclination even. But like when you are launching from the village, you are not meant to be like launching to other planets.
Right.
So
It's just local stuff at that point.
Mm.
Okay. There we go. So we're going to do our inclination change. Now we'll plan our escape burn, which I'm going to push this back a little bit in the orbit.
ah, that's so cool. You are actually relaying on another satellite.
Yeah, so I forgot that I had launched another satellite that has comms equipment on it. Which one is this? This is Oh, this is one of the space stations they launched earlier.
I think the mod, if I remember correctly, you can, without using parts from the mod, you can get it working if you call a part antenna.
Oh,
So
so someone
that
named a
way,
part antenna on that craft.
yeah, maybe that may be it. So that way you can have crafts that work with the mod and have like custom antennas and still share the crafts and get people playing them
Right.
without the mod.
Oh, that'd be interesting. So we could actually play. So, like, right now, the sandbox I'm playing in is the community system sandbox. And one of the rules is we don't allow mods on it so that mobile and PC players can play. Just, in the interest of everyone getting the opportunity to play on it. But that actually is interesting because then you could use this mod still, and then you would just have antenna parts.
It's something I discussed with Aram because I think one of the main issues in the modding community that drives people down is that most people in the community won't be able to experience the mod.
Right.
So if you make a mod that doesn't use custom parts, like the designer tools, for example, or the FOB slider, those are perfect because that doesn't break the crafts for mobile players or for
Right.
people that just don't use the mod. And being able to just name a part and have it working with the mod, it's just so cool.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. And that definitely I wish there were other ways that you could incorporate that into the game to add more functionality, but I feel like a lot of the mods that you're able to make like that are mostly going to be quality of life focused. Like my favorite one to play around with is the docking HUD mod, which like doesn't add any parts. It's just all client side.
Yeah.
Adds a UI element to your screen, which is really convenient, and that's all it does.
That's like the perfect example of a mod that is super cool and
Right.
just lives in the environment without causing problems with accessibility. Like someone could make like for example a mining mod, and if you make it so if you name a part drill, so you just need that. Like it's cool to have custom parts for those that want them, but having an extra option to just name a part drill, something like that, that
Right.
is so nice.
Well, have you seen? Did you ever see McDoichvan's mining parts kit that he made?
Yeah.
So that's not a mod, but it accomplishes a lot of the same things that a mod would try to do. And that's all just with native, game assets, Visi and XML editing and a little bit of clever thinking made that thing work really well.
I mean, it actually may be possible to do it without bits, just using the funky trees and input controllers.
Right.
But
Yeah.
yeah, that's way more complex. Oh, so you're changing targets.
Oh no, you're right.
You're going for
That you're right. I totally got caught up in the conversation there. That is the wrong target. You're right. Keep going. There we go. We're hitting. We've got a
I totally
multiple
I
pass.
thought that was totally
Oh, hold on.
intentional.
No, this is perfect. This is perfect actually, because now we're doing both. Right now we've got a sort of a flyby of Tydos.
That's cool, actually. Oh, and you get an encounter. That's so fucking
Oh,
cool.
we're all right. We're definitely doing this. So we've got one flyby of Tydos here, and we're going to use the camera on Tydos, and then we'll immediately fly by Uridos, and then we can make a course adjustment. I don't know if
Yeah,
there's a way
on
to like.
Tidus.
Yeah, if we get the closer we get to
But
Tydos, the farther away we
wait,
get from Uridos.
wait until you are in Tidus, in the
Yeah,
Tidus sphere of influence to do the adjustment, because the orbit may change a bit when you finish your burn.
yeah, we'll have to do that. Okay, 15, 1534.
That's so cool.
We're just shy of meters per second, so we will have to stage, but that's okay.
And yeah, since you are coming on the side, you may actually be able to see the moons.
Oh yeah,
That's
totally.
cool.
Speaking of moons, there's Luna right there. I don't know if Brigo is in our sky right now. I don't think it is. Okay, so we are off. No, Brigo's on the exact opposite side of the planet right now. We're off going 1,000 meters per second more. We will have to stage for this burn, but we should have the delta V for it. That shouldn't be an issue. Two. Oh, it's gonna be close. 1, 0. And the last stage here, which is we're totally in eclipse right now, so I can't see anything that's going on. This last engine has another 1,000 meters per second of delta V. So we have I think we have a total of 2,000 meters per second of delta V to work with to get to Jastris from here. I think we can do it. Yep, I saw Basra reminds us not to forget to quick save, which is a good point. We definitely
6,
shouldn't.
5.
There we go. All right. We are off. Let's deploy our solar panels. Yep, those are deploying just fine. We do have communications with Droo at this point, and we shouldn't lose communications with Droo either.
Yeah. I mean, another comment on the antennas is that it's maybe not the best position to have the antennas, because you have the solar panel shadowing a huge part of the field of view.
Yeah, probably. I mean, honestly, they should be flipped over to be like 90 degrees offset from the solar panels, but for the sake
Yeah.
of the game, I don't think the game cares too much.
Yeah. It's something we discussed about Aram and I, if it will make sense to actually force you to point the antennas to Drew.
Oh my goodness,
But
that
yeah,
would make it so difficult too.
that was too difficult.
Okay, so we are outside of Drew's sphere of influence. Let's just go ahead and time warp.
How is the orbit on Tidus looking like? Maybe you may need a couple of adjustments.
Yeah, so we've got a pretty.
When you are
Go ahead.
when you're outside of sphere of influences, it becomes so much easier to just adjust the tiny adjustments to these large orbits.
Yeah, let's see if we can't do that now. Actually. Okay. So here we are. Now, if I go in like that, so burn prograde a couple of meters per second, and then burn towards Tidus. 16,000.
Maybe this is the time to do the inclination correction. So your orbit is flat there,
Well,
like more flat.
yeah, we're really close on the inclination though. We could adjust it a little bit, but the inclination isn't too concerning at this point because the inclination change we're seeing here is the Uridos exit.
Okay, okay. Yeah, that's right.
So as long as
Yeah.
that's like, yeah, like right about there, that's not going to be too much of an issue. Oh, but that freaked it out a little bit. There we go. Okay, so that brings us within 4 million, 6 million. Okay, so we're getting farther away there. That, let's leave it for now. We'll make that one little correction burn.
You can change the verbosity, the setting for UI verbosity. I think you can get it even higher.
Yeah, I turned it down pretty low just to have like pretty fine-tuned control at this point.
No, I mean the verbosity is like the amount of data that is showing in the screen at one time.
Oh, yeah, right now it's set to high. So that should be about as high as it goes.
Mm.
Yeah, that's the max verbosity. You still have to hover for the like the intercepts.
That may be a bug, I think, because you should see your apoapsis value.
Yeah, it's not showing me anything like any other options here. Okay. So if I get in closer like that, 5,000. Oh no, we're going on the wrong side of Uridos at that point.
Why is someone talking about food fetish in the comments?
I don't know, man. I'm not responsible for those heathens. Here we go. 6,000. So I think that's the crossover point, but we could change our inclination a little bit to get closer. 5,300. Are we going in the right direction at least? No. We need to go... Let's up the sensitivity and go the other way. There we go. Okay, I think we're getting about where we wanted because Jastris is really close, right?
Yeah, it's like inside of the rings.
How close is that? 2 million now. Oop, that was too far. We're like
I wonder if you can try to do an break
to do a
atmosphere of Urados.
those make me so nervous. I usually try not to do atmospheric braking
It's
just
already
because it always goes very, very wrong for me. Although this orbit we'd put ourselves on is pretty interesting, like a really, really high inclination orbit over Juno. That's pretty interesting. Not really what we're going for. Here we go. 548. And this orbit just straight up kicks us out of the system. So we could do a Voyager. We could pull a Voyager. So we fly by Titos, which this isn't even much of a flyby anymore. Well, it's 14 millimeters, but then we get kicked completely clean of the system here on the second pass.
That's so much speed.
Hold on, let's dial it back a little bit.
I mean, you actually want to get those speeds because you want to like get into the rings.
Yeah, that's true. So that actually honestly might be the best shot. And that drops us 324 million. It's pretty high eccentricity. That's the other thing that's tricky about Uridos is because of its own inclination. It's hard to judge. Yeah, so we're going to be basically perpendicular to Uridos.
That's cool.
That's
You're coming into the rings.
That's not what we want. Hold on, we're gonna plan for it. I need to flip this around the other way, right? Which can be done. We just gotta go more like that, right?
With latency, it's so hard to tell if you're doing it right.
Yeah,
because I see it like
I'm like totally
half a minute later.
I mean, at this point, I'm just spitting in the wind. Although, hold on. So, Pedro, do I need to enter Uridos? Do I need?
I just saw you were in a collision path for a second.
Yep. So I'm down in close. Do I need to enter Uridos' sphere of influence, going counterclockwise or clockwise?
That's actually a good question.
Hold on.
Let me check.
Which direction are the planets spinning? There's a lot that goes on with these intercepts here. These are pretty complicated. I might have to pick this up in another live stream because this is becoming a complicated.
I mean,
quick.
Yeah, or just go for it and like.
Yeah, screw it. We're gonna send it. If this works, it works. If it doesn't, we'll have to pick this up another time because we're running out of time here. All right, lock. We're just gonna do it. We're either gonna pull a Voyager or it's going to work perfectly, or we're going to get kicked out of the system. One way or the other. We're about to find out.
Everyone is saying it's counterclockwise, though.
It's fine. Yeah, then we should be on the right side. Okay. Here we go. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to target Titos.
And point to target. That'd be cool.
There it is.
That's hot.
You can see the moon's orbiting it too. Hold on. Get rid of the UI for a second. Here we come.
So cool.
Oh no. Are we out of range? Yep, that's the range. So we're dead sticking it at this point. I have no commander control of this thing.
I wonder if it's the power you use for the.
It might be. Can I boost this in any meaningful way? No, I have no control. That's right. It might be the reception too, honestly. We're going to make the most of it, though. We're going to enjoy this flyby.
I mean, can you increase the... Oh, yeah, you're doing it. The mass power consumption. Yeah, they should... fuck.
Yeah, that was my first thought as well. I did quick save. That's true. I did quick save. Hold on. Restore. Yeah, we lost signal. Adding communications equipment makes this hard.
Yeah, that's why it isn't a priority for us right now. Because like most people just want to
want to launch their
good looking things. Yeah, just fly around, mess with things.
All right.
And this is like so nerdy.
All right, 100 kilowatts. This time we're just gonna send it out. I'm just gonna see what the range is with 100 kilowatts power.
Expand your solar panels.
Oh, yeah. Okay, solar panels are extended. Nope, we lose it. We lose it right around there.
Oof.
All right, well, we're going to get our Uridos flyby still. Or maybe not. Oh, no, because this is before we did our corrected Ah, we're not going to get our flyby. We're just going to get close-ish. Where's Uridos?
And you forgot to point to Titus with the camera.
Yep. There goes Uridos, guys. Yep, there it is. All right. Well, you know what? We had fun, and we are actually getting a second intercept on Titus here, which is nice at least. And then we're back. We should actually be getting signal back here pretty soon. Nope. Nope, it didn't give a signal at all. Hold on. Let's write it out. 2.299 gigameters? 300 year long. Yeah, so we're basically a comet now. Wow. All right. Well, that was a bit of a failure of a mission, but you know what? It's okay because we had fun, and it's not about the destination, it's about the journey, y'all. Uh-oh. Oh, come on. Come on. Stay with me. Stay with me. All right, we're at 100. We're at 100 million times speed, and it's still gonna take us a couple of minutes to complete one orbit on this guy. All right. Well,
Those inner planets going.
Yeah, we're just slowly making our way all the way out here. I mean, it's kind of peaceful, you know.
Yeah.
Now, how much power are we generating with our solar panels here? Milliwatts. We're generating milliwatts of power. Almost nothing.
And you can actually see how the sound flare fades now with distance.
Yeah, it's just real. It just looks like a bright star at this point. What would be cool? Just like a totally random thought, but what would be cool is once you get out beyond a certain distance from Juno, like the music changes and gets really soft.
Something we were discussing is that it will be cool to have like an Easter egg if you leave the sphere of influence of Juno.
Right. Something more than just darkness.
Yeah.
All right, everyone. I think I'm going to have to leave this live stream here. What an interesting view of the new Juno star way out there in the distance. We did not have a successful Uridos mission. Uridos is hard to get to. But hey, Pedro, I appreciate you hanging out for the live stream. It was a ton of fun to talk about the new update and all the new terrain. Yeah, it was awesome to have you. Thank you guys so much for watching. Those of you who are still left hanging out, I hope you guys all have a great rest of your nights. Take care out there, and I'll see you guys in the next video. See you all later.